Yo, welcome everyone, Sanju Uchiha here, welcome back to the channel. And you don't know, we're closing in on that time of the month again, where we are expecting the release of the new manga chapter for the Boruto manga, chapter 53 to be exact. And as per usual, as we do here about 2 to 3 days before, we're here to talk about our expectations and our predictions for the chapter, all to build, play our part in the hype train or the expectation train. But of course, welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out. Let me know your thoughts and expectations for the upcoming chapter. But without further ado, let's dive right into it. So chapter 53, right? As per usual, we have to talk about how the last chapter ended, where we had Isshiki Otsutsuki making use of the connection that Naruto Uzumaki and Kawaki had via the prosthetic hand that was given to Kawaki, transporting him to the field using space-time ninjutsu. And of course, with the last shot, we had Momoshiki taking over Boruto's body again, and we ended the chapter there with chapter 52. But with chapter 53, I think, as per usual, I know I sound like a broken record, we inch closer and closer towards the Boruto time skip, and of course a number of things need to be set up. So with this upcoming chapter, one thing I think I personally expect to get is some dialogue, some interactions between Momoshiki or Borushiki and Isshiki Otsutsuki, just to at least get an idea of what the dynamic or the relationship is between the two. We know from early on, like within the span of, I believe it was chapter about 34 thereabouts, or probably even earlier. Yeah, probably even earlier, when we had Kawaki and Boruto doing the the hand sign of reconciliation. That's it, right? We had Momoshiki essentially react. Their karmas resonated in that moment. So I know a lot of persons have taken it to think that, okay, Momoshiki and Isshiki actually have bad blood. So, and that's a high possibility. But I think with this coming chapter, we're actually going to explore a bit, if it's even a tidbit of that dynamic between these two Otsutsuki members, because of course with Masashi Kishimoto back in the drivers are the pen drawing seats. Yeah, you know what I mean, with him as the writer now. I'm looking forward to seeing how he now plans to actually explore the Otsutsuki clan and build them up as more, I wouldn't say credible villains, but at least as more so as antagonists or villains that resonate with the audience. Because as it stands, the bad taste of Kage at the end of Naruto and just the Otsutsuki in general, I think it's still in the mouths of a lot of us right now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and we need a starting point, and why not with the two Otsutsuki that we've been, kind of consistently dealing with in some shape or form for the last 52, 53 chapters. So yeah. Now, in terms of a fight, probably a small scuffle. I wouldn't be surprised if we got that. Maybe something between Borushiki and Sasuke, just to plant the seeds of a potential, Borushiki versus Sasuke conflict, just to build on what Sasuke said to Boruto himself a few chapters ago, where he was saying that, yo, if you lose control, I'll stop you. It'd be interesting to plant seeds of plant more seeds towards that possible conflict there in the future with this chapter. But of course, I still think the highlight needs to be between Borushiki and Isshiki Otsutsuki. Now, exploring their relationship or dynamic is one thing, but we still have the cool case of Naruto Uzumaki and his fate to actually go over, and I think we'll get a more concrete idea of what is going to happen with Naruto in this chapter. Now, I know Kishimoto has said in the past that, it's no problem killing off the old generation, but it's kind of 50-50. It's anyone's guess if Kishimoto now, being the writer, is going to kill off Naruto or whatever the case. I'm still subscribing to the idea that he'll be removed from the field in some shape or form. Maybe not, by Kawaki, more than likely, and probably not killed, but just sealed. So yeah. But speaking of fates, I think Kawaki is going to definitely be a character that we'll be exploring to probably not a large degree for this chapter, but considering he's now on the field, I think it's a case where Kawaki, like, we need a strong idea with this chapter how things are going to really go down with Kawaki, because is it going to be something along the lines of Isshiki revealing some hidden truths to Kawaki. Maybe, I mean, Kawaki isn't really knowledgeable about like a lot of things in the ninja world. Is it going to be a situation like with like the Rian village, and there's some hypocrisies in this time of peace where, you know, Isshiki will reveal to Kawaki and he'll become conflicted of it, and he'll use that as the basis for him to become an anti-hero, or, you know, something along that lines. Probably a lot for one chapter. But, you know, I'm just saying all this to say we need something regarding Kawaki and what's going to set him off for this chapter, I feel, because, yo, it's going to be, we're just inching closer and we need something, if I'm being honest. But apart from that, you know, Naruto's fate and, you know, getting an idea what's going to happen with that, and Kawaki's fate, I think one thing we need to really, you know, get a concrete idea on is how the karma seals are going to operate going forward, right? Because we've learned through these last few chapters that Boruto's Otsutsufication, which still sounds like a wild word to say, is about at what, 75-80%. And obviously looking at the time, they were wow, twisted there. Looking at the, you know, the flash forward, that's obviously at least 2 to 3 years into the future. So it's gonna be hard to say that, yo, he's at 80% now, and then what is there going to be something that's going to slow down the process between now and then? Is he going to lose the karma and get remarked, or, you know, something along the lines of that? I don't see Boruto losing the karma, obviously, but, you know, there's going to be something that needs to be introduced to slow the process, or something along the lines of that, as well as, you know, potentially setting things up for Kawaki to get remarked by Isshiki as well. So potentially we have a lot of things that we could actually expect and speculate on to, you know, potentially receive with this coming chapter of the Boruto manga. So yeah. But then again, as I said, this is, I believe, Kishimoto proper in terms of him fully having the reins with this chapter, because unlike with chapter 52 when Kodachi was just coming out, I still think Kodachi probably had some influence over chapter 52, but I think this is Kishimoto proper. So I'm looking forward to seeing the start of the, you know, it's not going to be a jarring change, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Kishimoto is going to start slowly affecting the story as it's right now. So yeah, but again, there are some concerns with Kishimoto coming back, and I've talked about that in a video, which I'll probably link as a card or something somewhere here. But I think for the most part it is in safe hands. I know a lot of persons feel like Boruto in general like shouldn't exist, but let's see what Kishimoto can do to rectify the problems that he himself introduced with the Otsutsuki clan, I feel, since the end of Naruto. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Let me know what your expectations are when it comes on to this coming chapter of the Boruto manga. Like, there's so many things. I feel like I mentioned, you know, talked about, like, skimmed over like just a lot of things there, but again, it's a monthly chapter, so I think we can touch on each of those points that I brought up between Naruto's fate, seeing how that's going to go, you know, interaction between Momoshiki and Isshiki, probably Isshiki dying. We set up things between potential conflict between Boruto and Sasuke, and I think even with the Sasuke aspect, I didn't really even talk on Sasuke much, but generally speaking, I just think maybe we'll start to see a shift in how Sasuke is treated in this story, because yeah, we've talked about Sasuke to death here already in terms of just memeing him and just making fun of him. But don't get it twisted. I rate Sasuke. I respect him. He's one of my favorite characters. So yo, I'm just looking forward to seeing how it's going to go with this chapter, guys. It's going to be wild. Anything can be thrown at us here between Naruto's fate, Kawaki's fate, Ishiki's fate. Learning more about the Otsutsuki and just establishing the foundation of certain dynamics, conflicts, and relationships to come that we can hopefully look forward to getting a payoff for in the time skip. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your expectations. Let's build a conversation before the chapter drops. Of course, I will be live streaming my live reaction to the chapter on Sunday, which is the 20th. Yeah. So definitely join me. I'll try to start probably like half an hour maybe even up to an hour earlier to facilitate like a pre-discussion show. So any of you guys that may or may not want to jump onto my Discord, we talk about the chapter, our expectations there again before going into the chapter. I'd love that. And of course, probably do the same after I finish, you know, reading the chapter, giving my initial thoughts and talking on stream. So yeah, that should be a fun Sunday before going back to work on Monday. But yo, respect again for tuning in. If you made it this far, let me know what you thought, and definitely like, comment, subscribe, share this video out, and see you guys in the next Boruto video.